my beautiful water signs. Welcome to the Guiding Chariot. This is going to be your new weekly reading. This is going to be a general reading, so take it as it resonates. Thank you for your understanding that I need to kind of shrink the video load this week. Got a lot going on. So instead of doing for the signs, we're doing it by element. So water signs, this is for you. So all signs, sun, moon, and rising, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So just remember, take it as it resonates. There probably will be bits that come through that don't fit your circumstance or situation. Just take what resonates. Don't try to force it. We are going to pull some Black Moon astrology cards. We got one already. Perfect. We're going to pull a few of them, obviously, because we're dealing with a larger group out here. I also want to add... I totally forgot what I wanted to add. Oh, yes. I'm kind of pulling with the intention on what our focus should be for this beautiful full moon. So of course we all have, we're all on our personal journeys. We're all going to have our own individual needs and desires for this moon and what we want to release. I talked a little bit about the themes of this moon in the Timeless Tuesday, so if you haven't watched that, definitely check her out. But this is kind of a collective for all of us little water babies. Those of you who watched the Cancer video, I'm a double Cancer. I also have a Scorpio moon. So, lots of water going on this side. So you all hold a little space in my heart, my little water babies. So this moon was funny. So this moon actually genuinely for the collective does have a lot of kind of relationship things kind of coming up. I was surprised how much of that came through in the Timeless Tuesday. So it definitely could have some romances coming up. More so reflecting on how we are in a relationship, what we expect out of a relationship, our patterns concerning relationships for sure. We're going to do one more pass. I feel like the 3 is enough, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do one more pass. Oh, okay. Yep, we got it. Alright, so we have Mercury. So if I remember correctly, Mercury is moving into a new sign at the end of this week. Like Friday or Saturday. I want to say it's Libra. I'm not 100% on that. If you want to know, definitely look it up. I should have looked it up, but I'm pretty sure it's the end of this week. Mercury is moving to Libra, which does have a lot to do with relationships, right? If you think about it. So, this being Mercury and being the mind, how we see things, our thoughts on things, our perceptions of things, definitely up for changing, getting rid of some old belief patterns, right? Some old mental limitations also could be challenged. And then we have solar eclipse, and we also have Scorpio. So Scorpio baby is getting a little extra nod here. But Scorpio being, I want to say it's transform. Yes, I transform, and solar eclipse revolution. So big shift again. And this is for us water signs. This is happening in our mental space. Shifting and revising, right? We also have, I believe I want to say it's next week, like the middle of next week or early next week. Mars also goes into retrograde. So lots of things going on astrologically. This moon also has a bunch of angles that also kind of trigger this whole relationship things. I think Venus is involved. Saturn definitely is involved. There's a big shift in how we understand and look at relationships, whether they be, obviously, I would say big focus is going to be on romantic relationships and partnerships, but it doesn't have to be, right? So business partners, family, friends, all these relationships are kind of getting a little extra scrutiny, and really seeing what old, structures do we have in place that are limiting us, that are holding us back, or not getting us to where we want to be, right? We still are left wanting, whether it's more out of relationship, more growth, more development, more openness, whatever the connection level is. But big mental space shift for you guys water signs. You guys, I think I just meant to say you water signs. My mental space needs a little adjustment for sure. And it kind of makes sense. It's, to me, and this is, my history dating a lot of air signs, don't know how that happened. Really don't know how that happened. it's one of the harder things to crack, because for water signs, we feel everything, right? It's all emotional. It's, very heart center. We feel everything. Where, an air sign, they have to rationalize everything. That's not something we do. Or I shouldn't say it's not something we do. Of course we do it. We all have a brain. But that's not our default, right? That's not our automatic go-to. It's not our biggest strength, right? We feel more than we think most times. So it's a good readjustment, right? It's a good readjustment for one of our facets that we don't use that often, or have as primed as definitely some other parts of us. So it's a nice thing to get that download and to get that kind of boost in that particular realm. And again, it's bringing about growth in us, which is beautiful, right? And again, Scorpios, thank you for your little nod there. But great opportunity for growth and utilizing some new skills and finding out much more about ourselves, especially in our mental capacity, right? And as it connects to relationships, it's what we expect out of relationships, what we think our role is could be also adjusting, what we're willing to settle for, hopefully nothing, right? There may be some places where we can be open to compromise. Oh, something fell right on top of that Mercury card. Oh, so we got Page of Wands and Two of Wands. So setting some new intentions for sure, right? Finding some new inspiration. Wands are very passionate as well, so definitely. We're gonna take all of them. Okay, let's take a little pause there. I'm gonna flip those two over. All right. What are you? Okay. So I will say we've got lots of people popping up because we had the Page of Wands. We also have the Knight and the King of Pentacles. So there could be an Earth sign figuring heavily in your situation right now. If you're with an Earth sign, talking to an Earth sign could definitely be a thing. I think what's actually more indicative is the growth from this Knight. Sorry, I'm facing a window now. So, sorry for the glare. But it's to me, it's more the growth of this Knight growing into this King, right? Because they're the same suit. So to me, it's I talked about kind of an upgrade and a revamp. To me, this is your energy, water babies, going from a Knight to a King. And what do Pentacles? Yes, Pentacles are abundant. They're well manifested, but they're also grounded and stable. Right? And that's a big thing for a lot of us water signs is security, right? Because we need to feel safe and, we love all the warm fuzzies and the cuddles and all that fun stuff. But, again, that's linked to our feeling. We need to feel secure. We need to feel safe. This is creating that security and strength within us. So we always feel safe because why? We are safe. We are in a safe place. We create an environment where we feel safe, and then from there, that's when we're allowed to follow these passions and let this light shine. There's kind of prerequisites for us and how we operate because we're so connected to our emotional space. We talked about this Two of Wands already. All right, so let's tackle the tricky stuff first. So we have this Hangman and this Nine of Swords. So, kind of makes sense. I feel like we kind of talked about this with the Oracle cards. So feeling anxious, feeling worried, feeling nervous about what's ahead maybe. There may even be parts of us that are kind of questioning who we are. With the Hangman, it's more so about, going within and finding that solution. But it is kind of forcing you to kind of do the shadow work, right? With this Nine of Swords. So what are we worried about? What are we scared of? What's making us panic, right? Doesn't even have to be in relationships. I think for a lot of people, it generally is going to be this particular moon, but it doesn't have to be. And remember, it doesn't even have to be romantic relationships either. But we are kind of facing our fears a bit. Really, really being brave enough to kind of tackle what's kind of hiding in the shadows. And what's beautiful is that we have the Fool card as well as the Six of Swords. So for some of us, this may require, travel. I think the Six of Swords is more indicative of it, getting easier. There's better days ahead. We're moving on. We're moving forward. We're moving towards this brand new start here with this Fool card. One thing I read a lot, and I feel like I said this, I think it was in the Libra video, or one of the air sign videos a couple weeks ago. Um, with the Six of Swords, yes, it is about travel and moving, right? So it could just be getting a change of space to allow for this beautiful reset, to put yourself in a different environment, water babies. It doesn't have to be travel. You don't have to book a flight and you're like, you're crazy, I ain't traveling right now. But put yourself in a different physical surrounding. So, I get some of us are still in quarantine. We're still staying inside. I know where I live, we just went into another quarantine because we need to get our act together. So, for some of us, we may have just been inside for a long period of time. Literally just shifting your physical environment. Go outside and if you can, go to a park, chill outside for a little bit. Like one thing that I did, I'm literally visiting some friends of mine. I go home on Wednesday, which is why I kind of had to condense the video so I had time to do everything I wanted to do. But it's just about shifting locations, and it can just be for a few minutes, just to give yourself a nice. It's like hitting the reset button, water signs, and that's really all it is. That's all it is. So this physical shift may help with the mental shift, right? So sometimes if we see it, then we can process things differently. But the big kind of theme is about kind of even as I say that, I was like looking at the solar eclipse, right? The darkening, right? So this is a lot of shadow work stuff, water babies, in regards to our perceptions and our beliefs about possible relationships. It feels more like our expectations, our desires, our needs, our actions. It seems more about us, right? And granted, that's always me. I never think we can control. Oh, holding the cards upside down. I never think. I did that in the Timeless Tuesday video too, and I still had that feeling. It was like, this doesn't feel right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like I always feel we can never control. Nothing we do ever controls another person. You know what I mean? Everyone's got free will. So I feel like when I do readings, it's more so what's going on inside that's either going to help us along our way, help us manifest, or what's limiting us, what's holding us back. Oh, did I not talk about doing shadow work? So yes, definitely dealing with some inner demons, right? With this devil card popping up. In the Timeless Tuesday reading, we did get the Six of Cups, so it talked about, dealing with things from the past. Yes, the Wheel of Fortune. So definitely connected to these two, the Fool and the Six of Swords, I'm sorry. So, and then we have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. I can't. All right, so I'm going to sum this up. So yes, our perceptions, our viewpoints, our beliefs concerning our relationships, how we participate in them, what we are getting out of them, should be getting out of them. For some of us, if we have some self-worth or self-confidence issues, it might be even, do we deserve this? What's the quality of partner I'm even allowed to get? That's not even a question. You're allowed and entitled to the best partner that can possibly be, right? So there's this kind of obvious play of like, this is what we need to do. We need to face what is keeping us afraid, what is keeping us back, right? We've got two majors here, right? And actually we have two majors versus two majors, right? Because we have the Wheel and the Fool here. So it's very balanced, right? But it's very clear with that. It's like, this is what we need to do so that this can happen. And this is going to happen, right? It's like the universe wants us to give us more, wants us to get to this next level. We've already got transform and revolution hidden in the oracles, right? But there's a big mental block on what we believe and think about what plays in your mind as well, what you tell yourself throughout the day, especially concerning romance and relationships. I mean, we've got the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, so obviously going to be a big thing. Could be with a possible earth sign, but again, I do feel like this is just more indicative of your level up, and this is your grounding, your security in your beliefs, and how valuable you finally see yourself, right? And if you already have a great positive self-image, beautiful. Hang on to that. We're solidifying that, right? So for you, this might look a little different, which is good. You're kind of ahead of the curve. Beautiful. We always like to hear that. I always love to say it. But definitely this week, this moon is about shifting our beliefs on, I keep saying it's kind of what we deserve and everything, but again, it's really about what makes you afraid in relationships, what you're worried about, what you're fearful of, right? I'm afraid I'm never going to find anyone. I'm afraid this is all I can get. You know, the same kind of loser person that I'm not really attracted to or don't want or treats me this way or whatever it is. Whatever it is that you're afraid of concerning relationships, how you connect to people. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. I think for a majority of us it is, but it doesn't have to be, right? It's the thing that scares us that we need to reflect on, and we really need to see it for what it is, right? And once you can do that, then we move on to much brighter days and a fresh new start, right? So bringing us to new romances, to new connections, right? Just a new way to, I don't know why I thought that. Well, I was gonna, like, literally what popped in my head was like expression and like expressing your feelings, right? We talk, like, if in your readings you've ever seen the King of Cups, I always talk about the King of Cups feels everything, right? But he maintains control. No matter how stormy those seas are, he keeps balance. He keeps it, he keeps it all neat and tidy. So for some of us, we feel a lot of emotions, but then we don't know how to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. We feel like we can't talk about it. So then we just kind of, do this, right? This revolution, this shift in perspective may help us see how we can be more open. And again, by being more open, you invite more in, right? So again, you'll have to take it as it resonates, but big mental shift for us water babies. All right, my loves. Thank you for all the love and support you send me. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have an amazing week ahead of you. Sorry, that sentence was so different in my brain than how it came out. It's like I said one thing and I mentally was expecting something else to come out. Anyway, yeah, this is already happening for me apparently. But enjoy this full moon, enjoy this week, stay safe out there. As always, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a comment down below, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not and would like to be, please subscribe to the channel. Next week I'll be back home, so everything should be back to normal with our usual setup. I don't know, I've kind of enjoyed being on camera, so I might figure that out. But of course, my actual camera has a completely different, I don't know, set. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. What else? Yeah, I'm pretty more sure that's it. But again, enjoy this week. Stay safe, and I will see you in your next video. Bye.